All right. I am at this again. Oh, uh, yes, I have a new haircut or hair shave, whatever you want to call it. Um, I actually want to use this as a tool to help explain uh, the awareness of energies and vibrations that everyone has, but so many are under heavy programming to ignore it, or they just have not been trained to recognize it when it takes place. And this can also be attached to uh, empath or empathy, which everyone is an empath. I am not going to sit here and say that uh, no one possesses that ability. You know, there's empaths that are sent here to redirect humanity, and no, it's just some people who are terrible at it, where they just turn that ability off. So um, this was recent when I had my hair shaved, maybe uh, 4 days ago, which was maybe 4 or 5 days ago, which was also around the time I had a recent death in the family, my father's mother, which I sort of feel compelled to speak of that, but to bring it into a condensed context that most people do not understand and would likely try to reprimand you if you choose to see it the way that I am, the way that I do. But that could be another video. So uh, I noticed that many times throughout my life, which I am sure there are several of you out there who can feel the same or support the same explanation, that your hair strands do act as conductors when absorbing uh, bioelectricity and solar energy from our sun or from our visible God. Uh, and there are many times where I could feel different experiences that would attach themselves to my hair and hair follicles, and especially up here on the top of my head. And as the years went on, I noticed that all of them, and this was before I was a adult, the age of an adult considered in this society, I noticed that every experience, good and not so good, constructive and destructive, was attaching themselves to my hair. I remember this when I was living with my mother, whom had already became single. Uh, Both my mother and father divorced, and my hair was cut. And in the bathroom, I literally looked down at the hair, and I could not only see but feel every experience that had taken place from the time my hair was already low to that day I decided to have it shaved or cut off. And I notice this experience being repeated every time I had my hair shaved. And so I quickly caught on to the fact that that is another avenue that I have at my disposal. And I'm not just excluding all of you from this. That allows me to feel energy, vibrations, and different frequencies that many others would otherwise not, due to it either being shut off unconsciously or consciously, or being weakened or not trained, and maybe other reasons that I have not named. And so I am looking at it, I'm going, wow, I could literally feel the weight of all of those experiences, not only attached to those hair strands, but those experiences, the vibration of those experiences removed from me. What? So I said, maybe not in these exact words, but I realized this has to be just another physical extension of ourselves in a way. And so again, yeah, I would notice this over the years every time. So I also noticed this same account being experienced by other individuals throughout my life up until this point. Friends and also people I have not met, and they would express the same feeling of being freed, or this vibrational release when they shave their hair. I mean, men and women, boys and girls. That is I would say, wonderful marker, if you will, to determine how much energy you are dealing with and how to manage yourself to correctly address it. Uh, because it should be known more so, especially now, that you have to make a accurate assessment of all that is happening to you during your daily lives. And that comes from many forms. Uh, whether you do energy work like qigong or meditation. I mean, even just verbally asking your uh, conscious and subconscious mind, conscious and subconscious mind, questions. Just verbally, just repetitively ask yourself questions. What did I do today? What could I have done today? Could I have said something more firmly? Could I have lessened the firmness that I used when speaking to said person? Did I hurt that person's feelings? Did I hurt my own feelings? I mean, this is constant body scanning. I mean, it is easy to do, but of course it becomes difficult if you are not trained in it. And almost everyone starts off like that, if not everyone. You're born into a family who is not aware of how important this is. Uh, I even remember an account that a wonderful friend of mine mentioned. She said, even though it was also a question, she had said she remembers her energy being more clean and much stronger. But when she would encounter different people whose energy is, you would say, low, weak, and unclean, regardless of how unclean, and they physically touch her, not always to harm her, she would touch them back. And of course, uh, regardless if there is any um, science to back this up or not, uh, I could still sense, and this goes for everyone, objectively. I told her, well, that's because you were more in tune. Your electromagnetic field was greatly developed, and at that time and age, uh, regardless of how old you were able to sense the the energy field and the cleanliness and experiences attached to it of others. But because it was not as clean as yours, you interpreted that as I need to touch them back. And it's not always to heal them, but it's more of a defense mechanism to protect your own energy. And it almost instantly made sense to her. So I use that as a way to just, again, emphasize parts of us, like our hair, that can be used as tools to detect how much energy is or is being attached to us, depending on who and what we are involved in, how to address it, and then how to manage yourself and deal with those issues, whether they are good or bad experiences. So when you do cut your hair, and I'm noticing, I've also noticed many people who have that urgency, who deal with various mental ailments or mental disorders. They want to shave their hair. And because you're dealing with a lot of experiences from this tangible reality with the living force, and then you're also dialing in to activities, whether you know it or not, from the cosmic force, cosmic energy, just light, places that are not formed by physical, tangible materials, but just energy in various uh, forms and frequencies, and in and of themselves. Uh, I have to say, um, that's definitely quite loud and telling. Me and all of these people I remember who express their experiences of shaving their hair all say it feels just peaceful, almost nirvanic, uh, when they shave their hair to the degree that they do. Even if you just snip off a little, you know, you can feel small measurements of those small amounts of energies uh, being removed, and it gives you a sense of healing. It is quite therapeutic. I would say cosmically and electrically. I mean, since those are the two main energies that make up us, especially for the bodies that we are currently using, all of us. Uh, yes, even for me, that feels wonderful. I used to not feel that, but uh, I used to detect that and found myself trying to manage that when I was living with my abusive mother and stepfather, which I could also mention that if you would like to hear, because of the way they behaved, their conduct was quite telling that they were more excessively selfish regarding the things that they wanted. Much of that came from taking from others. So I was bringing that up to say that that was another time I was feeling the weight of that and being released every time I would shave my hair. See? And my gosh, that was just incredibly therapeutic. I almost feel like a weight is just thrown off of you. It almost acts as a reset mechanism as well. So I thought, or just felt compelled to make this, and hopefully it encourages you all whom this video may find, or if you find it, whether you know about this or not, so that way you can still exist, and then more importantly live even in this reality that's has physical forms, or that it has been physically formed or created. Because every day you are dealing with people who have many experiences and aspirations of their own, intentions that may or may not serve you, intentions that may or may not benefit you. And you have to make that a daily homework assignment every day. See, because this is your physical body and your energy field that you are protecting, and then your light body within inside. Okay, and of course you can have a support system, but even when that support system, that person or those group of people are not physically with you, self-management is left within your hands. And so you use all of those methods. That's the magic formula. There's nothing that anyone's going to say that's going to be, oh, that's it. That's no, that is it. And you just have to do it every day, multiple times a day. That is just the way it is. So try that. Regardless if you are a male or female, try that. Shave some hair or go completely bald, and uh, just stand there and take a brief moment of assessing yourself and just be attentive in that moment of how you feel. Okay, even if you're not sure, it will become more clear what you should recognize when you do this practice repeatedly. Just take a moment and just see how you feel. You do not have to close your eyes. Okay, just pay attention to your legs, your toes, the top of your head, or wherever else you shaved hair, because I'm just using the head as an example. I mean, you can even shave hair from your armpits, your groin area, and the experience is the same because energy is everywhere. And of course, that is difficult to prove to those who have lived decades of their lives never seeing energy, because again, you are likely born into a family where such essential knowledge has been suppressed. I mean, it's being suppressed. It has been taken away from you. And you then make the mistake of consciously programming yourself to believe that what you what you see, smell, taste, touch, hear, and feel with your energy field, that is it. No, you are only making these interpretations with a limited range of sensing or detection. So you ask the question, who's the bigger fool here? Peace.